Got it.
Like
Yeah, this is what
any
I mean. This is
YouTuber that
it's funny
any
because at the
YouTuber that
very
uses the
beginning
hater
of
argument is
it's
like,
funny because at the very beginning of our first conversation we had when I hung up on you because you were so stupid and annoying was because I said how much you want to bet that what you consider a mistake, I'm not going to consider it a mistake, and that's where the divide is going to be. And now 40 minutes later and two
because you're both
conversations later,
you
Yeah,
and
because
we're
you
back
can
at
just say that
square
to get out
one.
of
from
any
the same
scenario.
perspective.
Alright, so I guess we'll go from where we left off last time, which was the when you went all dark situation.
Oh, this thing. Yeah, that you guys are for some reason so obsessed with, and I don't know why. But yeah, let's talk about it, sure.
Yeah, going dark is actually widely recognized as a symbol for someone about to end their life, not just from the Etika thing like you mentioned before. That is one of the general things that represents, or Black Lives Matter. And you also uploaded Seconds of Darkness for no reason, and even your own friends were tweeting about this as well. So it leads me to think that you wanted to start like a whole build up to promote your new video.
Well, I'm looking into what you're talking about here, and I'm not sure where exactly it's like widely recognized that going dark means you're going to commit suicide. In my context, it was very clear. Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. It was not very clear. I made my channel go dark. I was doing a channel redesign. My wife had posted about me on her story. I was at like a conference speaking. I don't know. Second of all, I didn't even know that. Like, I genuinely was just like, okay, I'm going to make my channel go dark because I'm going to get some, I'm going to be dropping a new video. I'm doing a channel redesign. Yeah, I want to get a little bit of buzz going on my channel, get some curiosity brewing. But I never did anything that would really, like, I never said anything that would lead people to believe that I was going to kill myself. I was responding to people if they messaged me. I feel like this is such a weird thing to be so fucking obsessed with. Like, it happened now, what, 2 years ago? And, like, nobody even remembers. No one cares. The only one that's still obsessed with it is, like, you and, like, Pizza Dude or whatever. It's weird.
Yeah, and I get the whole revamping thing or whatever, but that also doesn't explain uploading Seconds of Darkness randomly. And then you had your own friends.
Yeah, it does. I was revamping my channel, and I wanted to get some curiosity brewing. Yeah. I was still responding to people.
If you were okay though, and you weren't responding.
I mean, I was on my wife's story. It was 2 years ago. I don't remember that much. I'm like, did it scare you guys? Did you think I was going to kill myself or something? Like, do you want a formal apology?
A lot of people, the majority of people did, because that's what that represents.
I did notice that on Twitter there were a lot of people.
Oh, Luigi, what's up, buddy?
Yo.
Hey, I'm hearing some echo.
Oh, you are?
I don't know.
It's probably on.
Sorry, hey, sorry I hung up on you last time. I know that just proved that I couldn't take criticism. So hopefully we can get back into that discussion here too.
Yeah.
So yeah, as far as me going dark though, like, I feel I've explained at length why I did it. When I dropped my new video, I addressed it. I was on my wife's story. I was at a conference. I was responding to people. Like, I didn't even know it meant that that if you make your channel go dark, that means you're going to kill yourself. I'm not sure. Like I said, I just Googled that in various different ways. I can't find where that general consensus seems to be. So I guess I'm sorry that some people misread it. It's not like I'm still doing it constantly. I feel maybe there'd be an argument to be made if I was like doing it regularly. I did it one time for a channel redesign. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's probably time to just let this one go, man.
I know, I get that, and I do hope you understand at least why people thought that was bad.
I mean, yeah, I guess I can understand if some people misread it or something, or read into it too deeply, and then read something bad out of it, and then got upset. Then, I mean, okay, I guess, yeah, sure, I can understand that why some people would be mad, I guess. But I'm more curious about Luigi Channel's criticisms of me, which is that I can't take criticism.
Well, yeah, I mean, what I was trying to explain was rather that you it wasn't necessarily that you couldn't take criticism. It was more so that you handled it poorly. That was what I was trying to get across.
Okay, so you were saying that I couldn't. All right, there's the echo again.
Corson, there's echo on your end.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, so not taking criticism well.
Should be
Again,
good.
this would depend wholly on the criticism, right? Because there are some criticisms I feel that are justified to be met with a little bit of aggression. I think that there are some criticisms that arguably should be. When I'm being accused and lied about by like large public figures like Caitlyn Bennett that I cheated on my pregnant wife, I feel that there's a that could be a criticism, and maybe it's okay that I'm being aggressive when responding to that.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being aggressive with responding.
So what do you mean not handle criticism well? I guess I hung up on you, but that wasn't because of criticism. It was because of the lack of criticism.
Yeah, I know.
So then, where?
Here, if I can just jump in with the whole criticism. It was also the fact that you'd refer to a lot of people criticizing you and label them as haters, which is also recognized as like the whole YouTube, everyone who disagrees is a hater. And you also
really
did
think
have
I
a
call
text
everyone
channel
who
in your server.
disagrees? Do you really think
You had a text channel in your Discord server labeled haters, in which you stuck to
Yeah, you
everyone
did.
who didn't agree with you.
No. Hold on. Whoa. So that's a lie, and I don't want to come across as if I'm taking criticism poorly, but I just want to say that's not true. I had a text channel called Hunter Haters where my haters could go, where they could go and hang out. People that don't like me could go and hang out in my server.
I mean,
I
you
wasn't
know how
putting-
that looks, though, right?
No. What do you mean? If anything, that looks like I'm welcoming people who don't like me.
Yes, but
I wasn't putting people who disagree with me over there. Maybe if some of my mods did that, then that's... I wasn't just like... It wasn't like you were locked into a text channel. Like, it was just for people that didn't like me to join.
Yeah, I'm aware, but it's just... You know how that would look, right? If you had, like, a chat room in your Discord referring to haters. I mean...
No, I don't know how that would look.
That comes across as pretty pathetic.
them in there.
I mean, my slogan is the guy you love to hate. Like, having haters is kind of like a thing that I'm used to that's been like really common with my YouTube stuff. So I don't see why having a text channel where I would put haters, or I'm sorry, where haters can go.
Because they weren't haters, though. That's the problem.
Then why were they in the channel? They could have left the channel,
You
right?
dragged in a bunch of like harsh critics or people who disagree
Did
with
I?
you, including
I do not
Puddle.
remember. I sincerely do not remember dragging critics into a text channel. And even if I had, they could have just left the text channel, right?
Yeah, and you deleted it.
I deleted it because there were actually a ton of haters in there and it was becoming toxic.
What did you expect?
Well, no, I'm like, what?
Yeah, they're not.
Hold on, wait, stop, because now you're going back again. What do you mean, what did I expect? You just said I was putting people that just simply disagree with me in that channel. So which one is it? Were they a bunch of haters or were it just people that don't agree with me?
Well, no, you said the haters channel was getting toxic or whatever. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's just them hating. It could be like they're like criticizing you really harshly.
They were accusing me of cheating on my pregnant wife. That was the last thing I remember happening in that text channel before it ended up getting deleted. So, no, these were not just like, hi, Hunter, I enjoy your content, but I have a little criticism. And I was like, go get fucked, cunt. Like, that's not what was happening. These were people that sincerely despised me, that were propagating rumors and lies that were spread by white nationalists about me. And yeah, like, I don't know. Has there been a time where I've labeled someone who's probably not a hater? Sure, I'll concede that. But most of the time, when I call people haters, I usually have a decent reason for calling them haters. Puddle of Pizza, for example, is a great example of someone who is a hater. He doesn't like me, and he's blinded by the fact that he doesn't like me. And that's why all of his criticisms are so weak and pathetic. So I think it would be justified in calling him a hater.
I don't think it's fair to call the recent one though, because you also would say things like, "Oh, this is very poorly written," when in theory that's like the best, if not longest, thing he's worked on since then.
I don't care. I don't care if he writes a 9 million. I don't care if he writes a 9 million page document. If it's poorly written, it's poorly written.
Yeah, but it sounds like if you can't find one thing in that video that you think is like somewhat decent, it just seems like you're blinded by it and saying like, "Oh, it's just a hater."
That's not even true. You can go back and look at the VOD where I've only watched half of the video, and first of all, I addressed all. And
you already disliked it too.
You're right, I did. Yes, I disliked the video. It was
Before
well justified.
You disliked it before even watching. Like, what message does
Do
that
you
send to
guys
your
realize how
audience?
sensitive you sound right now? I'm sorry.
No, but that
I'm
makes
not
you
trying to come
sound
across as
sensitive. You're
sensitive,
disliking
like-
it
Hold on,
before
wait. We're
watching.
jumping all around here. Okay, so let's start with the first thing: is me not addressing any of his criticisms or whatever. Like, I actually acknowledged that some of his criticism was decent. In fact, there was one clip he played of me, and it was out of context. But I even said, "Damn, out of context. That clip doesn't make me look very good." I was acknowledging some of it. It wasn't like I looked at the entire video and was like, well, it had a grammatical error." Like, that's not what happened. I was dismantling the criticism, I was addressing all the criticism in the video, and I was also pointing out that sometimes it was poorly written. That was a criticism on top of addressing other criticism.
So then why consider him a hater?
I consider him a hater because he doesn't like me, and that blinds his ability to look objectively about what he says about me. And that's why a lot of the criticisms he levies at me are just completely unfounded or wrong or twisted, etc. I would have to go over the video again. I mean, if you want me, we go through the video together, guys. Like, I mean, yeah, I think that there's a lot of just the criticism he levies at me is usually very weak.
Yeah, there seems to just be some barrier between hater and critic, though. Especially like the message of pre-disliking it as soon as you saw the premiere. And
Someone
then,
telling me in my chat, Hunter, you're critiquing something you have no knowledge of. Smart, huh? What do I have no knowledge of, Kaiser Cube? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
you've missed 50% of the video, so there's that.
I can watch the other half if it's really important to you guys. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
I
over it
I mean,
at
the
another
other
time.
path is mainly just like content criticism. I think that's mostly the rest of the video.
He already went. We looked over the sins of Hunter Avalon about how I apparently backstabbed all my friends, and we went over it and went through how that criticism is absolutely pathetic. The fact that he would say that I backstabbed my friends is laughable, and it shows that he has no understanding of what it's like to actually operate within this kind of an industry. There are people that I know that are... Go ahead.
Well, no, that's not his point. His point is that he's trying to. His criticisms are basically criticisms he levies at other people. He's levying the same types of criticisms towards you.
And one of his criticisms that he levied at me was that I backstabbed my friends. They weren't my friends, and I didn't backstab anyone.
Well, he clearly does not believe that, especially not when he made that
But
video.
I don't care. That's the hunter-hater thing, right? Is if you looked at it objectively and were able to think, okay, here's a guy who has met these people in the industry.
Fact,
what?
What you say is not fact, though.
And what he says isn't fact. But I'm able to give a stronger case for my side than he is for his. So I'm able to tell you...
How so? Because he's presenting, like, actual evidence.
What evidence? He said I should have reached out to know bullshit, even though I did. Like, he doesn't know anything.
Well, did you ever say that before?
No, I don't usually disclose when I reach out to people privately. That would be kind of a social faux pas, right? And then I would be criticized for that. Hunter leaked text messages between him and his friend. How despicable. That's what you would do.
Not necessarily just say that you... Not necessarily show the messages, just say that you reached out.
Well, I did say that to clarify. I didn't think it was really necessary. There was never a time before where I felt that it was necessary to say that. I reached out to No Bullshit and asked him about his beliefs about the Jewish question, and he was being extremely slippery and dishonest with me. If anything, he was the one that stabbed me in the back because he lied to me and told me that tweets that he obviously had made that were really yikesy, he lied to me and told me those tweets were fake. So if you want to talk about who's betraying who, you could argue that it was the other way around. But second of all, these people were, other than No Bullshit, who I was the closest to being friends with, and he's the one I reached out privately to, everyone else were people that I just were acquaintances with solely because I knew them in the industry, and the only reason we were friends to begin with is because we shared ideological agreements. Okay, so like, obviously... I'm not going to hang out with roaming millennial, Lauren Chen or whatever, if I don't agree with her, and vice versa. We agreed with each other at the time. Now I recognize their ideas to be pretty harmful, so I called them out. I called out a public figure for things they've said publicly. Betraying or stabbing my friends in the back would be like if No Bullshit sat down with me, and since we had a personal relationship, he told me something private about himself or personal, and then I said, hey, I don't like No Bullshit anymore. I don't agree with his political beliefs. By the way, here's this private information. That would be betrayal.
Hunter, is it alright if I roll things back a bit and you continue with Luigi and stuff?
Yeah, it's fine. I want to keep on talking to Luigi because so far I haven't been very impressed with these criticisms.
Alright. So back to before you got into all that with him or whatever. The whole like hater thing, and you're discussing how like how it blinds him or whatever. But you did mention a few points which you actually gave him credit for, as well as him giving you some credit in the video. And usually a hater is blindly throwing everything you say out the window. Like, I doubt a hater would actually give you props in certain regards, like Puddle did.
I don't know,
Yeah.
and I don't really care. It's not about whether or not he ever gets some individual little piece of information right. It's about the overall narrative that he continuously forms is an anti-Hunter agenda, literally. He doesn't like me. Didn't you see his tweet? He even made a tweet about siding with Gabby Hanna solely because one time I called
That
out
was a
Gabby Hanna.
joke, though. That was
No,
a
but
joke.
okay, is it a joke,
not-
really? Like, if when you have someone who seems to have dedicated their career to, like, making videos on me and calling me out
His
and tweeting
career,
about
his
me...
career was
Others.
dedicated to covering all kinds of other stuff not related
You're
to you.
one victim of many.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I will acknowledge that maybe that's a bit hyperbolic, but regardless, the guy doesn't like me. He's obviously a hater, and the narrative that he continuously forms is against me, no matter what I do. There's nothing I could really do that would be right in his book.
But he has defended you on a few things, though, like the censorship controversy thing. He's always defended you on that.
Well,
Yeah.
cool. I appreciate that, I guess, but it doesn't really mean much when he's attacking. I mean, why would he betray me like that? Damn. Why would he stab me in the back? By his standards, right? I mean, damn.
That's not.
Well, I mean, we
All of
agree,
us
and
know
now all of a
stabbing
sudden he's
you in the
calling me
back.
out? Damn, sounds like someone's stabbing me in the back over here, dude.
You were never on like a friendship level like that though, compared to the other people.
And
we
I
were
was
talking
never on a
about.
friendship level with any of the people that I called out except no
You could
bullshit.
say that, but it was definitely much closer than just someone watching your videos like Puddle.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're public. Wait, does it matter to you, really? Do you, do you think that I betrayed Lauren Chen by calling her out?
I mean, we may agree with it, but
Okay, but like, how is that betrayal? You're calling out a public figure for things they've said publicly about their own public image. Did any of you
doesn't
guys vote
seem
for
more
Donald
like
Trump?
leaving people that you were close to just based on
We were not.
disagreements or whatever.
We were not old enough.
Did any of you guys support Donald Trump?
No,
Honestly,
I
I
have
don't
no
really.
interest.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Okay. All right, that's fair. It's just by this standard, you would have to call Donald Trump a traitor or betraying his friend Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I
also.
would. I would.
All right, well then, you guys, I just think what it really comes down to is you don't understand what it's like to be in that industry. And I'm not even saying like I'm mega famous or something. I'm not. I'm like a micro internet personality at this point. Like I'm a nobody, really. But these are people that I met in the industry because we were in the same side of things, because we were in the same genre of content. So when I no longer aligned with those values, it would only follow that I would also cut out associates that might propagate values that I now recognize as being harmful. That's called sticking to your principles and not swallowing what you believe to appease your quote-unquote friends.
Hunter, you're hearing this though, and this is like actually like a public thing or whatever, and then you still try to say the whole they're obsessed because they talk about it. Doesn't make sense.
Huh? Wait, I don't understand.
Like the whole everything, like the situation you're talking about right now, like it's a huge public matter, and then you also try to say things like, oh, they're obsessed with you because they constantly make videos or talk about it or whatever. If anything, there's an argument for the other way, because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you search your name on Twitter to see who's talking about you, because you found like several tweets with 0 likes from me, Puddle, and a bunch of others, and somehow stumbled upon them.
I mean, I get sent tweets all the time, my dude. So, I mean, yeah, if you're tweeting about me, I'm probably gonna find out. But I'm not sure what this has to do with anything. Like, I called out public figures for behavior that they've exhibited publicly. Wouldn't you just as easily be able to argue that it would be a betrayal of my principles to continue associating with people who had values that greatly misaligned with my own?
Not really, because you can still associate with people who have opposite beliefs. in
I
every
agree with
regard.
that in a certain context, yes, but not so much when you're a public figure and acquaintancing or associating with other public figures who propagate harmful ideas or harmful narratives like Lauren Chen, then I think it would probably not be very good for me to be publicly associating with that person. I don't think that would be a very principled stance.
Actual morals.
Well, no, it would
sure,
be, just to be clarified,
just
it would be different if I had, like, my grandpa doesn't agree with me politically, and then I'm like, well, I'm cutting you out. That would be entirely different. With family and people that you know on a personal level, I think that there are different standards there. But when you're a public figure associating with other public figures, and I am against nationalism, and then we have Lauren Chen, who is a nationalist, and if I'm publicly associating with that person, it doesn't look very aligned with my principles. Does that make sense? Do you understand that?
Yeah, I get that, and especially like on a moral level, if it was like something like even like an anti-religion thing or whatever, but if it just comes down to someone with another political beliefs, even if you like are strongly against it, you could still talk to that person, or not even like be friends with them, but you could still have some connection there. It doesn't discredit anything.
Why would I want to? Why would I want to have connections with someone who the only reason I know them is because we made the same type of content, and now I don't agree with their values and the kind of content that they're making? I think that they're doing a harm to the world with the ideas that they're spreading. Why would I still want to keep up some level of connection with them?
You're not the one spreading the things they're saying, though. You can still recognize that they're there. Doesn't make a difference.
Wait, I must have missed that. Could you say that again?
You're not the one spreading the things that they're saying, though. Having an associate doesn't change that.
But you're saying that I should still keep some level of connection with them. Like, what would that look like? Like, every now and then just texting Lauren Chen, like, hey, hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I don't agree with you, and I think you're a nationalist, and I call you fascist Barbie doll on Twitter, but hey, just hope you're having a nice day. Like, what does that look like to you?
So, yeah, but their entire property has to just come down to their beliefs, though.
No, but when they are public figures, and I'm a public figure, and the only reason I know them is because we were both public figures making the same kind of content.
Which friend of yours?
So does that not make sense?
I get what you're saying, but it still doesn't change your beliefs or your like whatever you're.
What it sounds like you're telling me is that I should stay friends with people, that the only reason I'm friends with them in the first place is because we made the same content. And even though now they make content that I no longer agree with, and I find that content to be harmful and it goes against my principles, I should still stay in contact with that other public figure, someone who's not even my friend, someone who I've only associated with because we were in the same genre. You realize what you're saying is like asinine, right?
Yeah, if you don't want to talk to them, that's completely fine. But if your only reason for not talking to them is because of that, if their disagreement in that regard, though, I don't think that's very.
So do you understand the difference between like how you would go about handling if like a family member had very differing political views versus how you'd handle being acquainted or being associated with another public figure that has different
but that doesn't
political views?
mean
Do you realize how you'd handle those things differently?
Doesn't mean you have to combine your legacies or whatever and put it into one thing. You could still have some type of like just cutting all ties because they're against what you believe.
No,
Yeah,
this is what I mean though, is see, cutting all ties because having a disagreement over political views is different if it's your family member, because there's a family thing there, or even if it is a friend. I would argue, like, I have friends that disagree with me starkly, and I think that that's fine. But when they are a public figure and you're only associated with them because you yourself are a public figure that both make the same content, it doesn't make sense to continue associating with those people.
It makes you look better in a lot of ways, actually.
No, it doesn't. It makes me look like a grifting shill sellout.
It makes you look like you're respectful and cooperative with other people that differ from you.
Why should I have to be? Why should I be respectful to people who are? Why should I have to be respectful to other?
You can respectfully debate people and your friends if you want to, or you can just completely put your opinions aside and just continue being friends with them. Platforms don't matter. Platforms don't matter.
You guys just, I feel like you don't understand like the dynamic here. I'm not like friends with this person. This isn't a person of mine who's like my best buddy.
I understand. I'm saying like,
but that doesn't mean you have to just dump them and talk shit about them behind their back.
What if they talk shit about me?
Then if they start the fire, then you try to get in contact with them. and try to figure out, or you
Okay,
just
yeah,
completely
this is
avoid
the no. This is the typical I don't understand excuse. Well, you
I
should have reached
understand
out and
completely.
talked to them, kind of thing. This is what I mean is I wasn't even on that level with Lauren Chen. Like, this is you guys don't know how you would go about doing this. Just like when Donald Trump ran for fucking president, okay? He's no longer going to associate with Hillary Clinton, even though at one point they may have been in the same similar kind of business. Maybe at one point it made sense for them to associate in the industry, but not any longer. Now they apparently have differing beliefs, and it doesn't make sense on a public setting.
You never know how it is behind the scenes. What the news reports, who knows what it's like behind the scenes. These politicians could be really good friends. We never even know, honestly. We really never know.
I also really like that it was Luigi fan who initially dropped this criticism, but he's been like silent this whole time.
I also like how you just kind of disregarded what I just said.
That's because I'm not here to talk to you, and also like you've said nothing.
Well, I'm just
Hey,
VC. It's a public
okay,
VC.
Iron.
I'm just injecting my opinion.
Here, Hunt, I'll say one thing before I pass you over to Luigi again, but the main thing I was trying to say is you don't have to do something public. Like, even if you're associating with them, it doesn't mean, like, oh, you have to do some project that involves both you and their views or whatever. You could just have some type of alliance that you had before. It doesn't even mean, like, you have to talk all the time.
The only reason I had an alliance with these people is because we were making the same content and we would do, like, collabs. Because that's the only reason I had the alliance with them. You're thinking that we had some friendship outside of that, but we didn't.
It's not even about just like cutting them off when you had like even any type of connection, and you just cut them off after they had different views or whatever. It doesn't even mean you have to talk. It doesn't mean you have to make videos together.
So you would just prefer it if I just, didn't ever tell my opinion on like certain people then?
Like he said, it doesn't mean you have to talk.
Because if I'm cool with someone, or if I like, where's the threshold then? Since I met Lauren Chen a couple times, does that mean that I'm not able to criticize? Like, where's the threshold there?
You could even turn it into like an acquaintance situation.
I was only ever acquaintances, and even that would be pushing it. I was more like business associates with her.
Yeah, I know you.
I mention it because you guys keep saying the same points, and they make just as little sense as they did when you first said them.
Yeah, but your only point right now is just saying, oh, the only reason you ever associated. It doesn't change anything.
No, it does. It absolutely does. If the only reason I associated with them in the first place was because we had a shared ideological goal, and then I no longer share that goal, why the fuck would I be still associating with them? The only reason I associated them in the first place was because we shared that goal.
Yeah, it's not saying you have to do stuff in the public eye. Like, even you can say stuff, sure, but it doesn't mean like, oh.
Yeah, I know. I know. Okay, Luigi Channel, do you want to get cut in here, buddy? Because you've been awfully silent.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. Honestly, this would have been an argument to be had like when everything was first going on, but it's like there's really no point in arguing about this now.
No, there is a point though, because like this is literally like you guys are levying criticism at me that you're just unable to defend. And this is what I mean with like you're then telling me that I don't take criticism well, but I'm trying to defend myself. So like, do we want to take
my whole point is that Puddle is like Puddle's whole point with bringing up the backstabbing stuff and the ghosting stuff is because those are particular situations that would normally get somebody a shit ton of criticism. Even himself, like he himself got criticism for those types of behaviors as well, even if they weren't true or not. That's his whole thing. That's his whole basis of his video is he's criticizing
he's mad
you
that someone was mean to him and then didn't extend the same meanness to me. I mean, come on, that just sounds bizarrely petty.
No, it's that his whole thing is that he wants you to be held accountable for things everybody else is held accountable for. That's why he brought up the backstabbing and the ghosting. And in regards to the backstabbing, he does not buy into the business partners argument at all.
I don't care anymore. I don't know what I'm like. We've been having this conversation now for about half an hour, and we've gotten nowhere meaningful. All I've been told is that I've backstabbed people because I no longer want to associate with former business acquaintances who now have like completely opposing views, ideological differences that completely oppose like my goal now with my YouTube channel and everything, which is to reduce bigotry. So I don't know where I'm really supposed to go from this. I kind of want to end the conversation, but then, that would be me not taking criticism. So
That's not the not taking criticism portion. It's the fact that you haven't like given any props in any of these regards. Like even the blackout thing, there hasn't been one like. The only thing we have is your like word saying, "Oh, I didn't know about the whole suicide thing," but you uploaded Seconds of Blackness, which still has zero explanation.
What do you like? This is what I mean again with whenever I'm being told that I can't take criticism or I don't handle criticism well, that really just means you won't apologize for what I disagree with you on.
No, but you haven't you haven't like given any like the Seconds of Blackness. What was the point of that?
To garner curiosity on my channel as I was doing a channel redesign. I already said this at the very beginning.
No, you said about the changing profiles. Seconds of Blackness. That doesn't make
all the
sense.
blackness and everything was me redoing the channel. Yeah.
How does
uploading a black screen is channel revamping?
Yes, that's me to get some. Because I want to get some curiosity brewing on my channel. My content took a shift after that, and I did a channel redesign. And then I also addressed
the curiosity was people asking.
I don't know what, like, this is what I mean. Like, what do you want me to say?
To your followers that you were doing a redesign. Why didn't you just do that? It would have, like, stopped all of the speculation.
And the timing was awful.
Yeah, and the timing was really bad, too.
Again, like, this is what I mean is now, here's, you know what? Here's something where I can give you guys this. In hindsight, I do think that, yeah, it could have sent a message that I didn't intend for it to be sent. So in hindsight, would I do it again? No. However, am I going to get up here now and apologize that I did it once? No. That also, no. I have a valid explanation for why I did it. I didn't know that it was necessarily a symbol of suicide or something. This just sounds like trying to find a reason to be butthurt. This is now 2 years old. No one gives a fuck about this. And you guys are still the ones complaining about it. I just don't understand. Puddle Pizza is saying I must be held accountable for this. Why? Like, nothing happened.
Because if I was in the similar situation, I would have apologized for it. It doesn't matter about not knowing.
Because anyone else would have been in that situation, they would have had to apologize.
So I should apologize for people who... So I should apologize for someone misinterpreting my thing.
No, it's not misinterpreting. It was you making the mistake of doing it during that time and not explaining it.
What time? What was the time?
During the time of the Etika thing. It was way too close together.
When did Etika commit suicide?
2019.
This is what I mean is I didn't connect these things. Like, this is you guys making a connection here where there was none and then now demanding an apology for it.
I'm not demanding it, but I would do it because we're not the only people who thought this. Like, everyone was asking if you're okay. And, oh, well, there's a new video. It was all promo. And then there was zero explanation given afterwards.
That's not true. I did give an explanation.
Other than, okay, yeah, no, you said the revamping thing, but the revamping, you have to change things to black or upload Seconds of Blackness.
It was also my content was changing. I was doing a whole channel redesign, like, content-wise as well. That's why when my content came back, I was trying to, like, adapt to a little bit of a different style. Now, granted, in hindsight, it didn't really work as well as I wanted it to. But again, this is you guys getting mad about something that, like, you're drawing connections where they're not there, getting mad about it, and now asking me to apologize. You realize how this sounds a little removed from Hunter can't accept criticism versus what's happening right now?
Yeah, but you're saying because you didn't know, it doesn't equal a mistake.
No, I'm saying that the mistake there was you drawing connections, right?
Yeah, I know.
That's basically just blaming everyone for coming to their own conclusions about things. Like, that's not taking accountability.
Yeah, and you're
this is what I mean now. So I'm supposed to take accountability for other conclusions that people reach. Do you think I should? Here's a question: do you think I should apologize for the probably thousands of people that my old content made into more radical right-wingers?
No, because I don't care.
So I shouldn't apologize for that, even though there's actually an arguable direct harm done because of my actions. There's
an argument for this too. Because everyone thought a certain way.
No, everyone did not think a certain way. The people that saw my wife's Instagram story, the people that reached out to me, those people did not think that.
Did everyone know that was a thing, though? There was people all over, even people you talked to, saying, oh, is he okay? Is he okay? Because that's what the signal was. yeah, you didn't know that, but you should still apologize because that was the consensus.
I'm not going to apologize for other and no, that wasn't the consensus, one. And two, I'm not going to apologize for other people making conclusions that weren't there. Etika also, he posted a video before he killed himself titled "I'm sorry." I did not title a video titled make a video titled "I'm sorry." I posted an untitled black video.
Yeah, but
and when
Etika
people
did
do
that,
that,
like,
or
months before he posted the "I'm sorry" video.
People do all. This is what I mean, guys. I'm sorry. You're making connections where they're not there and then demanding an apology, and it's just not going to happen. I know. Take it as you will. I guess this is me not taking criticism because I won't concede to you guys.
Taking criticism. There's just no acknowledgement.
Because there's nothing to acknowledge. And also, I think it's entirely hypocritical that you say I shouldn't need to acknowledge the kind of harm that that's the calculable harm that I have done from the radical right-wing content that I used to produce. You're saying I shouldn't have to worry about that because you don't care, but I should apologize about the etiquette thing because it makes you mad. Like, these are arbitrary standards.
It's not just us, though. The problem was that you're saying because everyone in your eyes misinterpreted it, from based on
no,
what
actually
you did,
wrong. Someone in my chat right now
wasn't your reasoning.
No, someone in my chat literally said that
you shouldn't apologize.
I'm sorry. Someone in my chat said that they've never thought that going dark suggested suicide. So I don't think that was the consensus.
That's cool.
I'm sorry.
Not everyone does, but most of the people there did.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to just take your word for it. You guys seem to remember it a lot better than I do. After all, it was 2.5 years ago now, so...
I mean, the only reason I remember it so much is because Puddles mentioned it a lot.
I know, because he's obsessed with it. I don't know what else to tell you guys.
I mean, I can't
This hasn't been a very
blame
productive conversation. You guys you're drawing connections where they're not there, then asking me to apologize for something that happened 2.5 years ago. Meanwhile, you don't think I should have to apologize, even though I can tell you for a fact that my old content... The content that Puddle of Pizza is arguing is leading that, me no longer making is my decay or whatever. That content led to more harm.
But he's talking in terms of like overall video quality and production.
He was not. Why would he have a whole segment called the sins of? He was talking about the sins of Hunter Avalon, right?
No, but he has the whole decay of Hunter Avalon section where he goes over the decline in like content quality.
All right, well, we can look at that part then later, but I'm more worried in defending my character, which is what he was trying to attack at the beginning of that video. So, either way, I mean, I guess I appreciate the discussion, guys. It's just, if I'm over here being, like, asked to apologize, then I think it's only fair that Luigi Channel apologizes and acknowledges that I can, in fact, take criticism.
Well, all right, I guess, sure. I still believe you don't handle it well, but,
So what would handling it well look like to you?
Not calling people haters and owning up to mistakes.
All right, got it. Like, yeah, this is what I mean. It's funny because at the very beginning of funny because at the very beginning of our first conversation we had when I hung up on you because you were so fucking stupid and annoying was because I said, how much you want to bet that what you consider a mistake, I'm not going to consider it a mistake, and that's where the divide is going to be. And now 40 minutes later and two conversations later,
we're back you can just say that to get out of any scenario.
No, because you're saying it's a mistake because you guys read it wrong. Listen, if I had posted a video saying I'm going to kill myself, if I had posted a video titled I'm sorry, if I had posted a video doing anything that had actually said or in writing had suggested I was going to commit suicide, then I would say that was bad and that would be a mistake. But posting a black screen and then you reading into that as meaning suicide, that's on you now, my dude.
Hunter, we've seen multiple people change their profiles black and then do the same thing.
And I've seen multiple people change their profiles black and then do a redesign. Like, what do you want from me? This is what I mean, is what you guys are considering a mistake. I don't consider it a mistake. It's only a mistake because you guys read it wrong and got butthurt.
If anything, his argument is that you should have let people know you were okay in the video. His whole argument, who the fuck is that?
All right.
Who the fuck
is that? I'm gonna kick whoever the fuck that is. Dear God.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Yeah, I appreciate the conversation, I guess. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say? Any other criticism you want to give me?
Are you at least gonna watch the rest of the video because you didn't finish it?
Maybe I'll check it out. If it's literally just content critique, then I probably am not gonna watch it.
It's probably more structured than the first half.
The parts you haven't seen yet are the third part is you responding to people's criticism poorly, and then the fourth part is the decay, and then the rest is just like the outro or whatever.
Okay.
So it's like
Well, hopefully he makes some better arguments than you guys did. So,
yeah.
Peace out. See you guys.
See ya.
No.
Holy shit. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you get notified when I drop a new video.